Okay, I am out here. I'm trying to look for something to paint, and while I do that, I want to try to articulate some things I've been thinking about beauty. I have to find out where I want to sit though. Oh my gosh, wait a second. Look at this. That makes me so happy. Me and my sisters used to build forts in this wooded area when we were little, and it makes me really happy that apparently kids still do that. Hopefully they don't mind that I'm using it as my backdrop. Anyways, things that I think are true about beauty. One, it matters a lot. Involving yourself with it matters. Two, that it is wildly different than something being pretty. And three, it plays with tension. Oh my, there's battery packs. Oh, they have Christmas lights on this thing. Incredible. They aren't working. So I'm not sure. I think I might have to move a little bit because I don't really see anything I want to paint here. I'm gonna look a little bit more. If you've ever been to art school or spent time around very aspirational, usually young art students, I'm thinking like college freshmen, you have heard at least one person talk about how they want their painting to be more than just beautiful. You know, they want their work to mean something, to have some like great idea or message behind it. This always made me confused. It made me mad, actually. It made me really self-righteous and mad because like I'm sorry, just beautiful? How does that phrase even make sense? Like, do you know what beauty is? Now, absolutely, you can want to make art that isn't about beauty, but to shrug off beauty, to dismiss it as not a worthy aspiration for your art is mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling to me. Now, my hunch is that when people are saying they want their painting, their work to be more than just beautiful, what they're really saying is that they want their painting to be more than just pretty. And that I can totally get behind. But I think the distinction between beauty and prettiness is really important. I think the big distinction lies in the fact that beautiful things play with, deal with, embrace tension, whereas pretty things tend to avoid it. Let me give an example. 2018 Winter Olympics, there was this German couple, this German duo. I'll write their names and link the video down below. I don't figure skate. I really know nothing about the world of figure skating, but I saw this routine once and it like permanently made an impression, an imprint on my brain. And every time I come back to it and watch it again, I am just awestruck in like an even bigger way than I ever remember being in the first place. It is so beautiful, like capital B beautiful. These athletes have such a high level of sensitivity to themselves, to each other, and to, I guess, the like unarticulated physics of how blades glide on ice, that they are able to turn that hard ice and those sharp blades into just the most like magnificent instruments of fluidity and grace. It is incredible. And they are doing it in a situation in which there's quite a lot of room for error. Hard ice, sharp blades, lots of limbs. And the tension that room for error creates is important. Like, I think I have such a strong experience of beauty while watching it, not in spite of that tension, but like precisely because of it. Okay, so why is that the case? I'd say first off, the tension certainly serves to amplify the gracefulness. It makes the fluidity and grace, the resolution of it all, actually a real resolution. Without some sort of challenge, you don't have the same experience of like joy and satisfaction when that resolution, that gracefulness occurs, prevails. You also don't really have the same motivation to be present without the possibility of things going badly. There isn't really the same drive to like be in tune and give your all into working for that grace. And you can't really experience beauty if you aren't present in the experience in the first place. And then also, maybe a different way of saying both of those things is that we just relate more to things with tension. Our lives are absolutely filled with tension, and thus the things we actually like can get invested in are also gonna be things that are filled with tension. We care so much about the resolution and grace on the ice because we care so much about it in our real lives too. I have a little bit more I want to say, and then I'm gonna bring my paints over here because I think I like this spot. A story with no conflict, a character with no flaw, having a brain with no problems to solve. Those are foreign concepts to us. It's a lie, and we don't relate to or care about lies. At least not for long. Pretty things can be void of tension, pretty things can play along with a lie, but that's why ultimately, while we might appreciate pretty things in the short term, momentarily, they don't stick with us and like affect us in the way that beautiful things can. This is Purple Heart. I have this little piece from a project I did a long time ago, and I think I'll use it as a surface. I am not a skilled figure skater. I have a lot of aspirations in life, but that's not particularly high on the list. Oh my gosh. Oh. I have, however, I've been put in a position where I know how to handle a paintbrush. These guys, I know what to do with. And I really hope that the same kind of beauty, you know, the grace, the tension, the synergy, the in-tunedness that is in that routine, that all of that can also be present in a painting. Because while it's awesome to observe beautiful things, it's quite different to work for it yourself. There's a quote, I'll figure out who it is attributed to apprehend beauty is to work for it. Yeah, it's good to work for things. And this happens to be one of the ways I have been given in life to, you know, involve myself in beauty, to work for it. So that's what I'm doing here. Aiming for. Of course, I'm sorry, I can't talk and focus on this. Making something beautiful, it's not like a little line on your to-do list that, you know, you can check off at the end of a day. It's a much longer term goal, and I know that it involves tension, but I don't really know what it means for an image to have tension in it. Tension where it's not like just trying to be edgy for the sake of being edgy, but like something sincere. Maybe the source of tension is sometimes something obviously dark or confrontational, but other times I'm sure it can be very understated, very simple as the way an artist looks at something, the way an artist puts down a brushstroke. As far as I can tell, there's probably just as much tension in like a morandi as there is in Guernica. Guernica. You definitely know it when you see it. And I think, at least for me, the most helpful thing I can do for myself is honestly to like constantly remind myself to pay attention when you are the one making the thing. Like, you are the one sitting in front of the surface, you are the one holding the paintbrush. When you are in charge, it's really easy to just retreat inwards and not pay attention to anything outside of your own little bubble. But in paying attention and telling the truth about what you see and who you are, and taking no detail or brushstroke for granted, you end up really participating in everything. You participate in the aesthetics and the tension and the wonder of the world, and that is so beautiful. And I definitely sounding like that school kid writing bad prose about the sunrise right now. So I am gonna shut my mouth. I'm gonna shut my mouth and actually do what I do and paint. I feel like if I keep the camera on, I'm just gonna want to keep talking, so I might turn it off actually. But I would like to show you a little bit of what I'm gonna do.